Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Martin here. I just finished up work for the day and I wanted to come out before it gets dark and do a review on our KIOTI CK4010 SE. I have the statistics written up on this whiteboard here behind me so that I don't leave out any pertinent information. Before we start, I want to kind of give you an idea of what process we went through in buying this tractor. To begin with, I'm a new tractor owner, never owned a tractor before. Matter of fact, I've never operated a tractor before. Here's what we did. We looked at the intended use of the tractor and we tried to match that against this tractor's capability. We looked at the price of the tractor, and we also looked at the dealership relationship that we would have going forward. I did take a close-up view of this board here. I would invite you to go to that section of the video and pause the video if you want to look at the specific attributes of the tractor that you may be interested in. And I think these are the most pertinent ones. What I'd like to do now is start in the back of the tractor and work my way forward. Here's the top link. Here's two lift rods here. Here's where the lifting occurs on this tractor. We have the check chains here. This helps stabilize and centers the implement behind the tractor. And these are adjustable. The drawbar, which I don't know if you can see it, basically the trailer hitch for the tractor is right here. Then you have the lower links here, and they happen to have telescoping arms on it, so when you back up to an implement you can push this down and pull the lower link out. This is a class 1 hitch. It really does help when you back up in here. If you've ever put one of these on before, you'll have a little bit of a learning curve in trying to make sure you back up right and then get these holes lined up so that you can actually attach the implement to the tractor. So these telescoping arms really help out. The PTO is under this shroud. It's a 540 PTO. If you saw the board when we started off, this tractor is a 39.6 horsepower tractor, and we have about 33 horsepower back at the PTO. Here's the fuel tank, 8.9 gallons of fuel in here. Let's move forward on the tractor. Loader control here. You see where it's mounted. It's mounted right near the seat. Other tractors have it mounted up on the loader arm here, so you're reaching. If you're not watching yourself, you'll push this over with your knee and the bucket will go down and hit the ground. It kind of gives you a little startle when that happens. So KIOTI put this button in, blue button below it, to lock it out mechanically so that this won't move. So good on KIOTI for doing that. Here's the auto PTO. It's really helpful when you have the bush hog on the back of the tractor. Here is the draft control, and you also have the two rear remotes. This tractor comes with two rear remotes. I think I forgot to mention them back on the back side of the tractor. One of them has a continuous flow with a neutral, and this one has a center detent to neutral. There's a cup holder here. This tractor comes with a comfort seat. Dial in your weight here and it helps you from bouncing around too much. It has two armrests, and you see the seat belt over there. Here's your differential lock. You push this down with your heel and it'll lock all wheels so they turn at the same time. When you lock this in and all four wheels are pushing, it's pretty stout, pretty remarkable in my mind. And then this little lever right here, I need to tell you a little story about this. That, when you screw it in or out, it just controls the rate of descent of your three-point hitch. It doesn't have anything to do with the speed in which the three-point hitch comes up, but it does affect how fast it goes down. I inadvertently screwed this in too far, and the next time I used the tractor, the three-point hitch wouldn't come down. After calling the dealer, they pretty much said, adjust this and you'll find that it's going to work. So I did that. You'll notice also this floor has a low hump here in the middle. Some tractors have a high hump. The higher this is, the more constricted your movement is of your foot. While we're talking about brakes, these are ganged together right now with this little switch. I always leave them locked together. Here's the emergency brake selector. Here's an accelerator, foot accelerator. Here's the hand accelerator. I usually just set this on a relatively decent RPM, and if I want to increase the RPMs of the tractor for loader work or whatever else I'm doing, driving, I simply push this down and we go faster. This is a great thing to have. On the left side of the tractor, you have your range control here for your transmission and your shifter. You have 4 gears on the transmission here, and you have high, low, and medium. I tend to leave it in medium and just work the gear shift as I go. So we have 4 gears, and typically that's fast enough. This is a shuttle shift transmission on this tractor. Essentially, you push the clutch in, which is right here. You push the lever to forward, let the clutch out, and off you go. You can shift this on the fly. I think I mentioned this already, but this is a 4-wheel drive selector. Push it down, it's in 4-wheel, pull it up, it's in 2-wheel drive, rear wheel drive. You have 2 armrests on this tractor. Some tractors don't come with any, some come with 1. This comes with 2. It's the SE version again. The tractor also comes with 2 rear view mirrors. This is your light controls, blinkers, headlights, horn, emergency flashers, which are up on the ropes. This tractor does come with a rope system. I had the sunshade added to the tractor when I bought it as kind of a concession to buying the cab tractor. It does help tremendously. Now we're going to move forward on the tractor. Here's another sneak peek of the board, stats board, so if you want to look at it again, there it is. But on the right side of the tractor here in the engine compartment, you have easily accessible the engine oil filter, the fill plug, the diesel fuel filter, and the dipstick back here. Also over here is your hydraulic tree for your loader. This KL4030 is detachable from the tractor using these levers here, and the kickstands that are forward on the loader arms. Here's another one of those learning experiences that I had. Where this is positioned could subject it to me running it into a tree, getting a tree caught in here, and I bent this. But we bent it back, and for the most part, it's all back to the way it was. Here is the 3rd function I had put on the tractor when I bought it for the grapple. On this joystick up here is a switch, allows the hydraulic fluid to open and close the grapple in the front of the tractor. I mentioned earlier this has a 5-foot bucket on the front. Here's the air filter. The battery's below the air filter. You have the radiator right here. It's got a screen on it to help keep the radiator clean. Just make sure you keep that cleaned off. And if you look right back here, try not to get in the way, but here's the DPF. This is a tier 4 tractor. New emissions requirements for a tractor over 26 horsepower requires a diesel particulate filter to be installed on it. The DPF process happens every 30 hours or so. It'll start to regen on its own. All you do is just kick the RPMs up on the tractor. The tractor's still functional as it's going through the regen process. It's just burning off the contaminants that are in that exhaust system filter. So if you do happen to hit bypass on the regen, it will require you to run the engine at a higher RPM for a little bit longer the next time you do it. And you can also make it go into regen if you want to. So it is what it is. Anything over 26 horsepower, you're going to need that. The larger tractors in the 70 horsepower range have the urea, the little blue cap near the gas tank that you put diesel exhaust fluid in. This one does not have it. These do not have it. That is the whole system there. So you're running just straight diesel fuel, and it goes through a regen process every 30 hours or thereabouts. Hasn't been a real problem for me. This is a metal hood. Other tractors have plastic. Here's the third function that I had installed by the dealer. I think we're going to wrap it up now. I'm hoping that the information I provided to you today will help you in your search for a tractor. Once again, make sure you know what your intended use is. Make sure the tractor's capable of doing that. Until next time, all the best.